Hi, today we're going to be changing the oil cooler on this classic Citroen 2CV. So we can see the cooler there just below the dipstick, and it is completely caked in oil, and that's not going to be cooling anything. Before I do this, I'm going to change the oil as it's ready for an oil change. As usual, I just changed the oil filter at the same time while I'm waiting for the last of the oil to drain. We've got the brand new filter here ready to go. Just going to put a bit of oil on the top of it and then we'll get that back on the car. Now let's get to it. So we take the front grille off and then we're going to need to take that fan off. So I'll lock the engine by putting a screwdriver in between the starter and the flywheel, and that will allow the engine not to move when we undo the bolt. So we're just going to wiggle this loose. It's on a tapered sort of fitting, so just put the bar in, move it up and down, and that comes off. Then we can remove the padding from the front of the engine that looks after the little box where the points are and also stops all the water and dirt getting in there. Clean up the oil cooler connections with some brake cleaner, and then I'm just taking off the big long bolt at the back that connects the oil cooler to the block. Going to unscrew the connections at the bottom now. There is this special tool that you really need to have. You will find it very awkward without this. It's well worth the money. And even with this special tool, we can end up breaking it. Fortunately, this is just the old one, but it does show just how delicate these coolers are. Take out the spacers and then withdraw the oil cooler. And here's the old one versus new one. So that old one would not have been cooling much at all. That was completely blocked up. These coolers do come with a great big long list of fitting instructions because they are so delicate. Install the new cooler. So we've got to be really careful with this. It's really delicate. We need to make sure everything is seated properly before we do it up. I'm having a big struggle with this. I can't work out why the ends of those pipes don't fit. Having a look at it, I've got my seals on there. Everything looks okay, but it just won't fit. It turns out I've left the old seals still in the block, so if you're doing this, make sure that you've got the old seals out before you try and fit the new cooler. And now, with that problem out of the way, it fits perfectly. So we're just doing these up really delicately, using that special attachment, making sure the bolt's in there, and making sure everything's not stressed before we finally tighten it up. So not much more than finger tight with these. Put the padding back on and secure it properly. And then I'm just checking the belts in the right position. We're going to get that properly on the fan, and then I will secure the fan loosely with its bolts. Pop the screwdriver back in the engine, and that will allow me to tighten the bolt up. Now let's get the grille on. And we are very nearly done. One more job, which is the lovely classic engine oil here. Let's get this back in the car. Lovely fresh oil going in there. I'm just going to let this settle for a few minutes and then we'll start the car and check for leaks. So there we go, no leaks, and it's running absolutely beautifully. We've got a brand new oil cooler, fresh oil, and a fresh oil filter on there. To stay up to date with progress with this car, don't forget to like and subscribe. It also really does help the video get out to more people. We'll be doing a lot more work to this over the summer, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.